You're sitting in the school parking lot after graduation ceremony, still watching the video message Dakota left for you. You try to keep your tears at bay as you realize what part of the story is coming up. Poor Gracie. As if on cue, Dakota gives you a heartbroken look through the screen. I'm so sorry you had to find out about Gracie like that. A part of me hopes you'll never have to go through that again, but another part of me knows you will. And I'm to blame for that. Oh, Dakota, what I'm feeling now isn't something anyone can take the blame for. And it's definitely not your fault. You're not here to snap me out of it this time. With every heartbeat. Chapter 5. Mourning After. Sage, the truth is, Gracie wasn't discharged last night. Then what happened? Why isn't she in her room? She died. The room spins around you as the news sinks in and hot tears prick at your eyes. I don't understand. She was sick, she didn't get better. What's not to understand? Seriously, Lennox, how can you be so cruel? I'm just being honest. The last thing Gracie would want is a pity party. I'm allowed to be sad. Damn, Lynn, go easy on her. Seriously, you're not being fair. Sage has never had to deal with this kind of stuff before. Lucky her. Dakota puts a comforting arm around your shoulders and guides you out into the hallway. She leads you to a quiet corner and wraps you in his arms. You finally let your tears spill over. Oh, Dakota, was she in pain? No, it happened during her surgery last night, so she was under. The last thing she would have experienced was falling asleep. That's something, at least. I'm sorry you had to find out like this, I swear. I thought you knew, 'cause your mom was there when it happened. When you didn't mention it in the car, I assumed you didn't want to talk about it. Mom never tells me anything that happens at work. I thought volunteering here at the hospital would help her open up to me more. I guess I was wrong. Dakota pulls back, gently wiping your cheek with his thumb. What can I do to help you through this? I think I just need to be alone right now. Can you give me a ride home? Of course. Let me grab my stuff. The next morning, you head downstairs to find an empty house. Typical Saturday. I guess Mom already left for work or just never came home last night. Probably couldn't face me after what happened with Gracie. You make yourself some breakfast and try to focus on your homework, but you can't concentrate. Gracie's never going to get the chance to learn algebra. The least I can do is finish this assignment. But the numbers in your textbook swim in front of you as your eyes fill with tears. I can't do this. Finally, you give up and pull out your phone. Hey. Hey, you okay? I don't know. I'm feeling really blah. I don't know how else to explain it. It's called depression. No, I totally get it. And I think I have the perfect solution, if you're up for it. I'm in. An hour later, you meet Dakota at the front doors of the hospital. He wraps you in a big hug. As soon as he sees you, you lean into his body, savoring the warmth of his embrace. How are you holding up? Better now that I'm with you. So what's your big plan? Well, whenever I'm feeling a big sadness like this, I try to distract myself with something positive. It doesn't fix anything, obviously, but it makes me feel like I have a little more control. A distraction, huh? That makes sense. It'll feel good to channel all this emotion into something good. My parents got me a new camera for my birthday a few weeks ago. I was thinking we could get some footage for your donation video. It's a productive activity that's ultimately for a greater good, and we can include some of the Gracie's favorite spots in the hospital. Dakota, that sounds perfect. Good. Let's see if we can persuade the others to help. Lennox and Mateo look up as you walk in. Mateo's face is sympathetic. Lennox is unreadable. You okay, Sage? Mateo, no, but I will be. Don't feel like you have to rush it. Gracie was a great kid. Her dad sucks, and we're all sad about it. We just have more experience coping within you. Thanks. Sage and I are gonna work on our donation video for Hope Springs. How do you two feel about helping? As enthusiastic as a sorority girl during rush week. The three of you turn to look at Lennox, who rolls her eyes. Oh, well, it's not like I'm gonna sit around by myself while you're all working on it. Perfect. We need B-roll in interviews. What's B-roll? B-roll footage, things you can cut to. Supplemental footage, basic shots of the hospital that we can intercut with the interviews. Oh, look at our little Scorsese go! Lennox and I can film some of that. Just make sure you get Lennox's phone to shoot the footage. Hey, my flip phone and I are offended. Come on, Time Bomb, let's go find some hot doctors to film. They head out, leaving you and Dakota alone. He turns to you with a soft smile. I was thinking we could interview a patient like Gracie in her favorite spot. That sounds perfect. Dakota leads you through the winding halls of Edenbrook until you arrive at the waiting room. This is, was Gracie's favorite spot in the hospital. She said she liked to people watch here so she could see families getting good news. That's sweet. You can see why Gracie would like that. You clear your throat and look around the room. Dakota follows your lead and changes the subject. Ah, yes. Just in time. Joanna over here. You look up in surprise as a young woman in a hospital gown makes her way over to you. Hey, are you Dakota? Miss Bart said I'd find you here. Yeah, that's me. And this is Sage Woods. Are you ready for your interview? Of course. Hope Springs basically saved my life. I'm happy to pay it forward. As Dakota gets set up, you lean in and whisper, when did you set all this up? This morning, after you texted. Miss Batra was happy to arrange an interview with one of the Foundation's patients. Thanks. Now, Joanna, if you could just sit here so the eye lines match. Dakota finishes setting up the shot while you pull out the question sheet you've been working on. And we're rolling on 3, 2... And once at you, and you smile at the patient. Joanna, can you tell us what Hope Springs Foundation means to you? I used to have these really bad headaches, but when I went to other hospitals in the city, they kicked me out because I didn't have insurance. I had hoped the headaches would just go away on their own, but I started having seizures. My boyfriend did some research and told me to come here. Because of the foundation? Yep. They set up a doctor's appointment for me, free of charge. Turns out I had a brain tumor. Without Hope Springs and Edenbrook working together, I'd probably be dead right now. Wow, that's incredible. I'm a bartender, and even with tips, I'm barely scraping by. But that doesn't mean I don't deserve to see a doctor when I'm sick. Donating to Hope Springs helps people like me more than you could ever know. You nod to Dakota. He stops recording and lowers the camera. Thank you so much, Joanna. No worries. I'll keep an eye out for the video. You and Dakota thank her again and then head back towards the pets ward. Oh, let's see what the others got. Lennox and Mateo are already there when you return to Mateo's room. How did you two do? Lennox hands over her phone, and you all crowd around to watch footage from around the hospital. I love the shot of the paramedic. Right? She's a total badass. This shot of the hospital entrance is awesome too, but it's a bit static. That'd be more effective as a tracking shot. No. You know we don't speak, Directories, Dakota. A tracking shot is when the camera moves on a dolly or any other type of wheels we can find. Like a bike? We could strap the camera to handlebars and ride by the entrance. That's actually not a terrible idea. Except I can't ride a bike. Seriously. But learning to ride one is a rite of passage. Unfortunately, my rites of passage were all trumped by chemo. Oh, Ryan. Bet let's talk about something besides my shortcomings, like how we can, or should, totally capitalize on our momentum by working on my film now. I thought you wanted to talk about something other than your shortcomings. Oof. Ha ha ha. Now you all promised to help me with it. Pretty sure that was just Sage. Your promise was implicit, because we're friends. Anyway, Sage will play Eleanor, the protagonist, who has a perfectly normal life, until she starts seeing ghosts. Please tell me we get to play the ghosts. Would I ever let you down? I had a scene ready to go right here, and the perfect location already scattered out. Dakota looks at you, his eyes growing serious. If you have time to stick around and film with us, Sage, I don't want to push you if you're not ready, but hanging out with friends has always helped me in times like these. Film a scene with your friends to give Dakota's movie a big boost later on. Why not? I'm not ready to go home yet, so let's do this thing. Awesome. Okay, Mateo, grab some snacks. Lennox, grab my backpack. Sage, grab my hand. And everyone, follow me! Slide your hand into Dakota's and follow him out of the room feeling lighter than you have all day. Dakota leads you all through the hospital to an abandoned corridor. What is this place? I think they're renovating this wing, right? Right. And on the weekend, we have it all to ourselves. Sick. Dakota takes off his backpack and pulls out a script, handing you a highlighted page. Okay. This scene is from the climax of the movie, so it's all about atmosphere. Eleanor has come to an abandoned psychiatric facility to confront the ghosts who have been tormenting her. Mateo, Lennox, you do the tormenting? Our specialty. But more specifically, I want you to hide in the hall and wait for your cue. Sage, I'll be walking backwards in front of you. Don't look directly at the camera. This first shot is going to be all about your expression. And feel free to improvise a little. Got it. Everyone gets into place. You're a bit nervous, but you figure your character would probably be nervous too. And action! You start walking slowly down the hall. Act terrifying. You look nervously past Dakota's camera. He signals to Mateo and Lennox, and Mateo's voice echoes down the corridor in a harsh whisper. Eleanor! You flinch, recoiling from the sound. I know you're there. Dakota moves with you as you creep up the hallway, stepping carefully around the debris on the floor. There's another sound closer this time. You squeak with fright. I'm not afraid of you. Soft laughter drifts through the air. Lex's voice is high-pitched and spooky. You swallow hard. Why did you lead me here? What do you want with me? You hear the sound of a door being slammed shut, then feet running, ragged breathing, and then a hand grabs your ankle. You're mine. Scream. Ah! You recoil, landing flat against the wall. You frantically search around, trying to stay in character as you spot Mateo crouching low out of shot. At the other end of the hall, Lennox jogs up and down, leaving the sound of running feet on camera. Eleanor! I'm gonna go with run away. You shrink away from the direction of the sounds. Join us. Free us. No. You turn on your heels and run. Dakota's feet patter behind you as Lennox and Mateo howl down the hall. You'll be back. You stop in your tracks and look over your shoulder. Dakota gets a close-up of your face. They? And cut! Was that okay? Okay, that was great. Your improv did justice to the runaway scene than anything I could have written. And where's our praise? Sublime ghosting team. I was almost scared. Now, let's do it 50 more times. 50? Don't worry, Sage. Sometimes he lets us get away with only 49. I'm gonna regret agreeing to this, aren't I? I already am. Okay, let's reset. Sage, I'll follow you this time. You run the scene over again and again until Dakota has everything he needs. And that's a wrap. Just how many scenes are there in this movie? Asking for a friend. Oh, that's a surprise twist, Sage. We're all stuck in this movie forever. Hey, who's down there? That's our cue to run. Grab Dakota's hand and pull him after you as you make a hasty retreat down the hallway. This guy apparently is now a security guard in every single game. You and Dakota trail behind Mateo and Lennox as you head back to the pediatric wing. Dakota's still holding your hand and he winds his fingers through yours. So, it turns out you're a total natural at this acting thing. Really? You think so? Absolutely. That take where I focused on your face is going to be a star shot of this sequence. You can't do that with a bad actor, unless you're going for a scary movie vibe. You blush, pleased by the praise. I'm glad I was useful. You're more than useful. I'm lucky to have someone so special to con into helping me. You grin at each other. You stop walking so you can pull him into a kiss. You feel him smile against your lips as his arms wrap around your waist, holding you close, and yet not close enough. Dakota. Hey, lovebirds, hurry up. You pull back with a laugh, but Dakota leans in to kiss you one more time. Not yet. Don't make me send Lennox back there. Okay, we're coming. You and Dakota laugh as you jog to catch up. After driving home, Dakota walks you to your front door. I talked Mr. Jenkins into letting me rent the AV Club's best camera, so I have a whole shooting schedule planned. You up for it? Hey, I promised I'd help you, didn't I? Unlock the front door and call out to your mom, but get no response. Guess she's not home. Do you want to come in? Dakota smiles and brushes his lips against yours, sending tingles down your spine. As much as I'd love that. He emphasizes his words with a particular passionate kiss before pulling back, just far enough to rest his forehead against yours. I don't think that's a great idea. I haven't even properly met your mom yet. I'll see you at school. Oh my god, he's a boy after me! You nod, watching dreamily as he gets in his car and drives away. I'm guessing that was Dakota? Oh, thanks for answering, Mom. Hey, could have rightfully greeted you. You making me just happy as hell to see you. Mom? You turn to see her standing in the doorway behind you with a concerned look on her face. I thought you told me you two were just friends. We were just friends. And now we're dating. Why didn't you say something sooner? How long has this been going on? Well, as I checked, I'm a high schooler and it's none of your goddamn business. It just happened. It's not a big deal, Mom. Sage, I've seen Dakota before, in the oncology waiting room. Shook off your surprise, annoyed by your mom's reaction. That's probably because he had leukemia as a kid. He's in remission now, but I'm sure he still has checkups. Trust me, sweetheart, you don't want to get involved with someone with baggage like that. Oh, yeah, your mother can go herself. Wow, Mom. I thought you'd understand since you're a doctor and all. Or do you just pretend to care about your patients? I'm not just a doctor, Sage. I'm also someone who watched her husband die of cancer. Okay, so it sounds like you're a little bit bitter. Do you still unlove him? Or, well, I was gonna say love him not as much. We'll go with that, too. You purse your lips at the mention of your dad. Your mom presses her hands to her forehead, clenching her eyes shut. After a moment, she sighs. You were too young to remember what it was like, how hard it was on all of us. Mom? Is that why you didn't tell me Gracie died? The little girl from a couple nights ago. What does she have to do with this? You know I've been spending time in the pediatric ward every week. I cared about her. So which is it? Did you think you were protecting me, or do you just not listen when I talk? That's not fair, Sage. Your mom's pager buzzes. You fall both silent, knowing this conversation is over. Sage, we'll continue this discussion when I get home tonight. Yeah, sure, whatever. I know the routine by now. He takes a step forward as if to hug you, then stops. She sighs and gives you a nod before leaving. As soon as the door shuts, you slump onto the sofa and start crying. Later that night, you're stretched out on the couch trying to focus on your math assignment again, but your mind keeps turning to poor Gracie. I wish I weren't alone right now. You scramble to the front door and look through the peephole to find Lennox? Grab your bike and meet me at the park down the street. Lennox? Is this an assassination attempt? Trust me, Sage, if I were going to assassinate you, you wouldn't see me coming. Now hurry up, Dakota's in the park with my brother's bike. I want you to help me teach him how to ride it. That's back at your assignment. The responsible thing to do would be to stay and finish it. And you know your mom wouldn't be okay with you going out this late. Screw your mother, really, at this point. She'll be in surgery for hours, and right now you don't really care what she thinks. Be right there. 20 minutes later, you arrive at the park. Lennox is riding slow, confident circles around a figure clutching a bike. You stifle a laugh as you get closer. In addition to his helmet, Dakota is decked out in knee and elbow pads. Okay. He's like a grown-up child. You ready for this? Born ready. Weird. I never noticed those elbow pads you were born with until now. How do we do this? Just, like, sit on the seat, put feet on pedals, don't crash? Pretty much. Sounds like you don't even need us. Bike riding's all about confidence and forward momentum. Two things you've got in spades. Okay, Teach, I'm trusted you. Takes a deep breath, sets one foot on the pedal, and skitters forward about 6 inches before tumbling to the ground. Really, dude, come on! Lennox chuckles as you swoop in to help him up. You notice a large purple bruise on his leg. Whoa, are you okay? Peachy, I love embarrassing myself in front of my girlfriend and whoever never forgets anything. At your service. You didn't embarrass yourself, but maybe we should get you some ice for that bruise. Dakota pulls his pants back down to cover it up. Don't worry about it. It doesn't even hurt anymore. What did you do? I don't know. Probably something dumb like walking into a chair. I didn't realize you were so accident-prone. Just one of the many exciting things you'll discover about me over the course of our relationship. Oh, if this gets any more sappy, I'm leaving. You help Dakota get back up on the bike. Okay, this time, try it with me. Walking beside you. Oh, so if I fall, you can catch me. Always. Now, put one foot on the pedal and push down hard, then switch feet to keep going. I don't think I'm coordinated enough for this. Don't be a chicken, just do it. The bike wobbles as Dakota slowly pushes the pedals. You trot beside him, ready to intervene. Holy crap, Teach, I'm doing it! Yes, you are. The faster you go, the easier it gets. It is true. Sounds fake, but okay. He pedals faster and faster until you can't keep up anymore. You and Lennox cheer. I can't believe it, I'm actually riding a bike! Wait, how do I turn? Oh god! Never mind, I figured it out! Lennox gives you a sidelong look as Dakota makes a big loop around the park. Looks like you've got this covered. Tell Dakota he can return the bike later. Lennox, do you have a problem with me? Not tonight. Just figured you'd want to spend some alone time with Dakota after everything that's happened this weekend. With a wave to Dakota, Lennox pedals off into the night. Weird. Sage, I need you to film this for me. On it. You spend the next hour chasing Dakota around the park with your phone, his confidence growing. Woohoo! Finally, he makes one smooth lap of the entire park before coming to a stop beside you. That was amazing, Dakota. Tell me about it. We should celebrate with a milkshake. The diner's not too far from here. We could ride over there and see how I fare out in the real world. That is tempting. Need me a sweet in the pot, huh? Alright, we pick up a game of Plead the Fifth, take this relationship into a truly intimate knowledge territory. What do you say? Okay, but can you at least take off the elbow on knee pads? Like, seriously, you look like a massive dork. I better start thinking of some good questions then. You laugh and climb on your bike. Slowly but surely, you and Dakota ride side by side out of the park. 15 minutes later, you slip into a booth at the diner. You kids are out pretty late. I could say the same about you, babe. How'd you look so pretty without your beauty sleep? Flattery will get you nowhere, Dakota. You want your usual strawberry milkshake with extra whipped cream? Yes, please. And for you, hon? I'll have a straw. Hey, who said I was willing to share? I did. 2 straws, coming right up. Dakota sheds his protective gear, giving you an eager grin. So, what's your first question gonna be? Jumping right into the game, huh? Unless you're afraid. Huh, you wish. My first question is... what's your greatest regret? Dakota pulls off his last knee pad and then runs a hand through his hair. Oh, good one. Okay, my greatest regret would have to be that my parents tried so hard to have children, and when that didn't work, they spent all that time and money adopting one. Just to wind up with me, a kid with cancer. Dakota... sometimes it kind of feels like I'm just a dud, you know? My birth mom died when I was too young to remember, and then I finally get a new family, and I was just a burden to them. I bet they wanted a kid they could teach to ride a bike, not a kid to teach not to cry when a nurse couldn't find a vein. You lean across the table and take his hand in yours, squeezing tight. Look at me. Go to meet your eyes, you see fear and uncertainty there. The ghost of a little boy who's been through too much. You run your thumb over his knuckles. I've never met your parents, but I'm willing to bet they don't see you as anything other than a miracle. I know. That's why I feel so guilty about it. I just want to be better for them, you know? I want to prove I'm fine, so they can stop worrying and enjoy their lives. Maybe worrying about you is their way of enjoying their lives. You're gonna have to show your work on that one, Teach. I don't follow your logic. Your parents wanted a kid more than anything, right? Right. And what do parents do best? Worry. Exactly. Your parents are lucky to have you, Dakota, and I think they know it. Dakota finally smiles at you, and you sit back. Okay, your turn. Ask me anything. Okay, if you knew you only had 1 year left to live, what would you change? Put your chin in your hand, thinking it over. If I only had 1 year left to live, I wouldn't change a thing. I'd keep doing until... I mean, I've already been told I'm a ticking time bomb anyway. And yet I've kept doing everything that I've kept doing. And I will continue to do it until I can't take any more breaths. Really? You're totally content? Well, I wouldn't say that, but... completely and utterly. My life might not be perfect, but I've got great friends, a great boyfriend, and sometimes I even have a great mom. Not today, but sometimes. Dakota squeezes your hand. Well, temporarily crappy mom aside, that list is something to celebrate. Some late-night sugar for a couple of sweet kids. Thanks, Beatrice. We gonna need 2 straws for this. She sets your milkshake between you and then offers you 2 straws. You're an angel, bae. Beatrice swings at him and returns to the kitchen. You laugh and lean in to take a sip, just as Dakota does the same. You lock eyes over the whipped cream and giggle. And what are you laughing at? Just thinking about what Mateo and Lennox would say if they could see us now. You lean back, licking the delicious milkshake from your lips. So, my turn again? Let's call a timeout after that pair of heavy hitters and just hang out for a while. Okay, but only if I get to kiss you too. Oh, I thought that one without saying. Dakota moves over to your side of the booth and cups your face in his hands. He leans in to brush his lips gently against yours. You don't always have to kiss me so sweetly, you know. He grins, a glimmer in his eyes. Really? So I can, kiss you like this? Kisses you again, more urgently this time. You run your hands through his hair as you try to keep up, your head spinning and your stomach fluttering. Yeah, you can definitely kiss me like that. He kisses you again, placing a trail down your neck as you loll your head back. Somewhere in the distance, you can hear the sounds of a diner. But you're 100,000 miles away, lost in Dakota's kisses. You Dakota ride up your street and stop in your driveway. He leans towards you across the handlebars. Thanks for coming tonight, Sage. I thought the ship had sailed on a lot of classic childhood stuff I missed out on the first time around. Not if I have anything to say about it. You lean towards each other, drawn together like magnets under the cover of darkness. Until the porch light snaps on, making you both jump. What was that? Probably her mother home early. Uh-oh, that can only mean one thing. My mom's home. Dakota gives your hand a quick, reassuring squeeze before you head inside. Your mom greets you with her arms folded over her chest. She does not look happy, as if we give a shit. Mom, I want you to call it off with that boy now. Oh, you can kiss my lily white ass is what you can do. No, no, no. I do not give a crap what you have to say. Not calling it off with anyone. Anyway, without further ado, thanks for coming by. Hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to the video and the channel. Without further ado, hope you all have a wonderful day. I can feel it. Fall is in the air. Oh, yes, yes, it's my favorite time of year. Peace.